today on the Prosperity Nation podcast.
So I called him up and I said, how many meals, if I could get a $500 donation, how many meals would that provide? And it was almost 1,000 meals. And by the end of that same day, I had $500. I turned that 50 into 500 and donated it, and 1,000 kids got food.
That's awesome.
That's how you can use unexpected money. Welcome to the Prosperity Nation podcast, the show where we inspire you to live a life you love without money holding you back. I'm Angie Grainger, and this is my co-host, Elise Eropkin.
Hello.
And I got to introduce our amazing producer, Sean Haynes. Hey, Sean.
Hey, everyone. Hello from Australia.
We didn't want him in the background anymore. We said, come on, you're part of the team. Let the world see.
They forced me, everyone. I must admit, I have been absolutely coerced into this. You may never see me again, but we'll see what happens.
That's what he thinks.
I know. Permanent number.
We're glad that you're here, Sean. Without you, we could not have this podcast. So thanks for everything you do. Yeah. So before we jump in, Elise is going to tell us what awesome topic are we going to talk about today?
Well, the awesome topic we're going to talk about, I'm going to make it sound like it was my idea. It's unexpected money. So it's actually Angie's idea.
What a great idea.
Picked up on that yet. So it's the concepts or idea of unexpected money. And actually, I'm going to let you share how you came about this idea.
Yeah. Well, we are all about prosperity, right? And that means flourishing as a person and financially. And sometimes it means like you're putting all your attention into getting money. And we kind of bashed that enough in the show of saying like, it's not always about the money. Like there's no point in having all this money if you're miserable, right? Yeah. And besides, you can't take it with you. So at the end of the day, you're going to die without it. So here's the thing. What's really fun about money is being able to see it show up without you putting effort into it. And that's what inspired me about the Unexpected Money Challenge. It's being able to start looking around for all the ways that money just shows up. That's the idea I get it from. So as I'm writing, I'll give you a little bit of background here. So as I'm writing, you want a story, I'm sure.
Yes. Tell the story.
Well, I am writing a new money philosophy book right now, and I literally am saying, this is a new philosophy. So I'm like, well, what is a philosophy? And how do you know if it's a philosophy? And all of these philosophical ideas about it. Okay, I'm thinking about it way too much. However, the question came up, does it matter if we know where money comes from? If we know how to use money, and we know that money is a flow, and the purpose of money is to be a tool toward putting it into what we say, an inspired idea or a dream or your goals and a life that makes you flourish, then does it matter where it comes from? So I'm like, well, okay, let's assume it doesn't matter where it comes from. Now, can we just have it show up? So that's what inspired me to say, let's go for a challenge. Now, the minute I started this challenge, I just said, okay, I'm going to do this for 7 days. And the first day that I did this on Friday, that was only 3 days ago, the total unexpected money that came to me was about $2,621.
Well, wait, did you decide you were going to do it before the money came, or did you decide after the first money that came to you? Was it the chicken or the egg?
That's a great question. So what actually happened, because I wanted to be able to say, I caught this money I wasn't expecting. Let's start the Unexpected Money Club, the Unexpected Money Challenge, right? Mm-hmm. That just reminded me. That's where the original idea came from, like 15 years ago. It was from a church that I belonged in, and they had the Unexpected Money Club. And the Unexpected Money Club is when people came in, and for 1 week, they would come and meet, and they would join up to do this, and then they would track any unexpected money, and then they'd tithe 10% of any of the money that came in unexpectedly. And it was really inspiring. And I had forgotten all about it until last week. I was like, oh man, I want to do an Unexpected Money Club or an Unexpected Money Challenge. And then the next day, No, it wasn't even the next day. It was later in that morning.
Okay.
Where I got an email saying, "Hey, do you need a roommate for this networking cruise you're going on?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do." And I'm like, "Really?" I got the money and got paid for that, half of that cost, all in the same day.
Yeah.
And then on my way in, I got a free Starbucks. And then they gave me a coupon for another free Starbucks. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's do this. So that's how it started.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
So what's cool about it is that unexpected money looks like it's not like just cash coming to you. Mm-hmm. You know, Sean, I think you were telling me about like credits for like an unexpected credit on a bill, right?
Yeah, something like that. We had, I was looking around at our electricity provider for our home, and I was doing a bit of research. I was like, maybe it's better to go over to this company instead of this one. And so I called them up and I was like, can you match this rate that I can get from this other provider? And like, we really can't match the rate. But what we could do is we could give you like a $200 credit on your account because you've been with us for a while, and if you stay with us, then it's just yours. So it's been great because then we have awesome. Solar on our roof too. So we haven't paid a bill for like 5 months now. It's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, that's how unexpected money shows up. You know, sometimes it's cash, but nowadays nobody even has cash, so it's probably not cash. But it's something that you weren't expecting to pay for. And that's the key. And that's what makes it fun to see how many different ways can it show up. Elise, did you have something show up?
No, that's why I feel bad.
What?
We talked about this, I think, on whatever day this all started. And I'm like, you got so much. I have nothing.
But you did at your gym.
Yeah. Well,
you did $250 or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. It was from my my Amex credits you up to a certain amount a year for being a member of this gym I go to. And I got that, I think, this morning or over the weekend. Yeah.
Oh, I just realized I was getting ready to do our own personal tax returns here for the company. And I know, Elise, you reconciled the books for the end of the year. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. Why is there a $5.49 credit sitting on our balance sheet for this Amex card? And I poked in there and it's like, hey, we got some reward points or some reward cash or something. So it's like, that's another $5.49 of unexpected money cash right back. There. Yeah. Okay, where else? Come on, you guys. I know we can find it.
This sounds like money found, Angie.
I mean, it kind of is, but it's not.
Well, what's the difference, Elise, between money found and unexpected money? What would you say?
Because this isn't necessarily from like mistakes or like missed opportunities. I would say like money found is more like you were not taking a certain tax credit that you probably should have actually taken or something, or your books were a mess, so we had to fix it and whatever.
Well, I guess for their point of view, it'd be unexpected money.
From the client, definitely unexpected, but I think like this is more...
it's almost like a free gift.
Yeah.
We've gotten a free unexpected, something we didn't work for.
Yeah.
Something we didn't try to get. You know, it's just something that we weren't really expecting, and it just was there. Because if you were expecting it, then it doesn't count.
Well, that's obviously because it's unexpected.
Right.
It's the name of it.
Exactly. Did anybody go out with friends for dinner or a drink, or have anybody bring over a meal to your house for you or anything recently? Because those are unexpected too, when you don't have to pay for your meal.
That's true. No.
You don't have to pay for your bridge. Oh, I got a great story about some unexpected money. Okay. By the way, this is one of those pay it forward kind of things. So a few years back, when I was traveling, I was in this Starbucks in Las Vegas. And I looked down in my briefcase, and there was a $50 bill. I know, that sounds so old school. Huh? Okay. The truth is my briefcase is like a hot pink Toomey bag, right? But I call it, I'm just old school. So I had this Toomey bag there. And next thing I know, there's a $50 bill on this, right? I'm like, where did this come from? And I looked all around and I opened it up and it just said like pay it forward on there or something.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, someone just stuck a $50 bill in my bag. That was pretty cool. So,
That's kind of, I don't know. Part of me would feel violated a little bit because I don't know. Even though they gave me money, it's like, that's still my personal bag. And you just like put your hand in there.
yeah, they took 100, but they gave me 50.
Right. Who knows what else is missing, but you got 50 bucks.
Okay, Elise, are you from the ghetto? What's up?
Well, I am from Fresno. So speaking of Fresno, as you know, I took an exam recently.
Yep.
And I passed. And
Woo,
so
on your first time.
I got this cute card in the mail from my mom. And I got a check. So that's unexpected.
See, look at that.
Yeah,
you better write that down. Thanks, Mom.
So definitely wasn't expecting that, but yeah.
See?
And it's literally in front of my face.
You're like, I don't know. I don't have anything. Like, I don't even ask how much the check is, but we already know we're over $250 just on your gym credit.
That's true. And I won't disclose how much my mom is. Well, whatever. It's not a big deal. But I guess like to tie this back into why are we doing this?
Oh, you're asking me?
I'm asking you. I mean, it's fun to talk about, and it's fun to like find all these like cool ways that you just randomly got money you weren't expecting. But like, what's the point other than being happy?
Okay, so here's why that inspired idea came last week. Because I was feeling desperate.
Okay.
I was like, okay, let's get down to the real truth here. It's like, I'm supposed to be this like financial expert, and we're building this company, and I've built up millions, given millions away, like whatever. But here I am going, oh my God, are we going to make payroll next month, right? And I'm like worried. And as soon as I get that worry, I start scrambling. How can I make money? How can I make money? How can I make money? And every time I've done that in the past is where I get sidetracked and I go down another road and I sell my firm. And then 2 years later, I'm totally miserable because I went down the wrong road, and I come back and I restart it again. I've done this 4 times. And here I was this week about ready to do that again. Sorry, I didn't tell you that earlier.
I wouldn't have let you anyway, so it's fine.
I know, but this is what my head goes through. So here I am, I'm going through that. And I said, you know what? If I'm ever going to follow my own advice, I have to stay on the path. I have to stay on my path toward the vision of what we're building, and I cannot abandon it because I'm afraid I don't have enough money. Yeah. Because that goes against everything that we talk about on the show and in what we do for our clients. And so I was like, all right, how do I shift this? How do I get cause over money when I'm feeling like money is going to now stop me from achieving our dream? And that's what we are all talking about not doing. Mm-hmm. So in that process, I started saying, how can I flip this equation in any place that I can? What do I need to do? Do I need to donate more money? Do I need to look for unexpected money? Do I need to shift how I'm spending money? And I just went on a completely different type of rampage in looking at my finances, not from a point of view of how do I cut back, shrink, give up on my goals, let myself get distracted and chase money, to how do I create more money quickly? And I know that as soon as I flip that equation and start looking at it, how can I add more value to people? How can I get more fuel on my inspired dream? How do I do that? Because I know that's going to change the equation. And so it was one of those ideas of like, okay, how do I pull in unexpected money? How do I pull in, more value for clients? How do I attract and get cause over the way money actually works as a flow and not me shrinking because I'm afraid I'm going to run out? So that's where it came from.
Okay. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, like if, I don't know, you're like having a bad day, and it's like, instead of looking at all the bad stuff, it's just almost like a mindset shift. Like you're now focusing on like, the good stuff, or in your case, like unexpected money, because it happens all the time, I'm sure, like you said, people buying you breakfast sandwiches or lunches and dinners, or getting these like tax credit, or not tax credits, but like, solar credits, electricity credits. Like where I live, they have the like seasonal electric credit like twice a year, and I never remember when it happens, but it happens every But instead of like focusing on the bad and the negative and what you don't have, it's almost like shifting the focus to what you do have and you are getting. So it's almost like a weird mind game, you know, and
yes. And this is how I shifted this whole idea of bills. You know, do you remember back, or maybe it's now, I'm sure a lot of listeners have this feeling of like, oh, here comes the bills. You know, you open up the mailbox and there's all these stacks of bills in there. Well, I decided years and years ago that the way I was going to flip this whole equation was I was going to have all of those letters that came in from all the utility companies owe me money. And I started paying at least $1 extra on my bill on every single bill I owed. And the money then when they came next month always is that they owed me money. And I shifted the whole entire energy just by shifting that.
That's funny. I overpay my electric bill though. I just have it on auto pay to pay a certain amount every week. And I also have an electric car. So if I drive a lot, it changes. But yeah, I've owed like so much money from the electric company.
But it's getting you being, instead of being burdened by money, you're getting in control of it. You're getting over it. Mm-hmm. And to me now, it's putting the goals that we're trying to achieve, the life that I love now and in the future, and flourishing as a much higher importance than the money. And so by flipping it and saying, pour more fuel onto the inspired vision, whatever that takes, more time, more resources, more money, just put it into the goal that you're trying to achieve and don't worry about running out or where it's coming from. And that's what I did. And that's shifted this whole week. Yeah. It shifted our whole prosperity just in taking some actions like this one action.
Yeah, you're not being victim to the circumstance. You're like above it. Like, how am I in control over my money? Not how am I just a victim to what's happening to me? So I can totally see why that like manifests, I guess. I hate saying that word, but you know, like it's all about that. And now you're realizing how much out there.
Well, what's another word for manifest? I mean, I know that's kind of a woo-woo kind of word.
It really
but the bottom line is it's about create.
It's create,
And money and wealth is when you can know how to create it. That's when the equation flips.
Well, you know what I think bothers me about manifest and those words is that there's no action associated with it. It's like, let me just sit
because it's a secret, Elise.
Oh, I mean, but you know what? It's just so like, okay, fine, but you have to do something. So I don't know. So I don't like that word. But yeah, like there is an action involved in not being a victim and taking control over it. You can't just like think about it and then it happens. But
I mean, another thing that I did just in this whole process was I looked at. Oh, Sean, was that you waving at us? Were you giving us a time signal or something?
No, I wasn't waving, but I was thinking I could think of 49 secrets, Angie.
Oh, God. You're going to bring that up? Oh, my gosh. Sean
from
and I produced.
Podcast.
Yeah, from our, back in the days. Gosh, that was like over probably 15 years ago, Sean.
That's crazy.
We produced this. It's from the book The Jones Are Broke, and there were 49 secrets of money in there. I knew we produced. Everyone's like, 49 is a lot. And I'm like, yeah, but that's just what it is. You got to do the hard work to get the rewards.
But you do. So that's why I don't like manifest. But,
No, I'm with you on that 100% because you can't just like wish and hope and pray and think and maybe. And you got to take action on it for sure. And you got to. It's like, this is the way it works for me. When I make a decision about something, like that decision is that untouchable thing, right? There is an untouchable thing there. It's a decision.
Yeah.
But then sometimes it just takes some time for the material world to catch up to it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, I made that decision, but then things get like chaotic for a little while because that decision is trying to organize itself, or I'm trying to get that decision, my life organized around that decision. And so it takes some time.
Well, I think when even though you maybe aren't even aware you're doing the things to support that decision, but so even with this unexpected money thing, like when we talked on Friday, I was like, I have no idea how this is going to happen. And then like, I totally forgot about the gym thing.
Yeah.
And that showed up I think it was this morning.
Yeah. And then the card in the mail came.
And then the card, I got this on like Friday, and it's just been sitting on my desk. And I got this the day we talked about it, and I wasn't even thinking about it.
That's my point. It's like, if you don't, it's a challenge, because you got to write it down, and you got to be willing to look at it. Because it's just like, okay, fine, I just got $100,000 in, it's not enough, or whatever. I hope your check from your mom was $100,000. I know you're not going to reveal it.
Oh, no.
Just kidding.
No, it wasn't that much.
Yeah. But that's the point of the challenge. It's to look for it, because then not only is it a mindset change to get you out of the funk you might be in, but it also actually helps you see how much generosity there is around you, because that's generosity that you're talking about. We're all talking about, the electricity company that's willing to give you a credit because they want to serve you. They want to be there with you, or the gym who wants you there, or the Amex card that wants you to be an Amex card versus a Visa card or something.
Or the $50 person.
Exactly, the $50 person.
I was trying to think of a name for it, but I couldn't.
But, so, I should I should extend this challenge, and then we'll probably should need to wrap on this. Yeah. But what I did with that $50 is what was the miracle about that whole scene. Is I said, you know what? I just got this unexpected money. Can I 10X it? How can I 10X it? And if I can 10X it, then I'm going to donate that to this organization that was feeding the kids there and packing meals. So I called them up and I said, how many meals, if I could get a $500 donation, how many meals would that provide? And it was almost 1,000 meals. So I'm like, okay, in 24 hours, I'm going to 10X this unexpected money, and I'm going to donate that and get 1,000 kids fed next week. And I did. I just reached out and said, hey, anybody want to help me? And by the end of that same day, I had $500. I turned that 50 into 500 and donated it, and 1,000 kids got food.
That's awesome.
That's how you can use unexpected money.
Yeah.
It's finding those ways. How does it come in, but how are you giving it out too? Because if you can 10X the amount that's coming in, how much benefit would that help other people as well? Like, make it full circle for real.
I've liked that. I'm like, now I'm thinking, I'm literally thinking, I'm like, okay, what can I do with the money I was supposed to pay for the gym?
Right. How could you do something with it that would make you flourish as a person? Yeah. Flourish as a person.
I need to figure
cool.
that out.
Well, hey, it's just something to think about. It's a tool. It's one of those tools that I use to get to become over money. When I was feeling burdened by money, I wanted to be over it instead of burdened by it. And here we go. We're all richer because of it. So I challenge everybody, do the unexpected money challenge. And for the next 7 days, write down every penny, every dollar, every thousand, every million, whatever it is that you get in unexpectedly. And let's see what we can do together with that power of us coming together as a community.
Yeah, so if you want to participate, which I think you should, please go ahead the next 7 days, share your results with us. We want to hear how much money you were able to find unexpectedly. You can share with us at stories@prosperitynation.com. But also, please go ahead and like and subscribe to our podcast. Just a little button you got to push.
Yeah, so you got to subscribe so we can tell you our results next time.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for being here, and thanks Sean for joining us on the show. We love having you help us stay intact here.
Exactly.
All right, that's all for now. See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. Like and subscribe to videos from us on YouTube. Follow us online for the latest episodes, updates, and more. And invite others to join us at prosperitynation.com. That's it for now. We'll see you next time on the Prosperity Nation podcast.